Natalie, you applied for her, and she said, I was going to tell you guys how bad your subscription box was, and you had to prove me wrong. That's what we're going to do, though. We're going to find ways to improve your business. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to a Tuesday No Excuses with Chris G. I've got two entrepreneurs here that just launched a box last year, Kate and Natalie from Kiwi EcoBox. Kate and Natalie, thank you so much for jumping on with me today.
Thank you for accepting us.
Of course.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, of course. So for those of you that might be watching for the first time, our No Excuses with Chris G is an opportunity for startup brands to jump on and ask me any pressing questions that they have around their business, and I'm here to help them grow. And quickly, Kate and Natalie, why don't you tell everybody about your subscription box?
So Kiwi EcoBox is an eco-friendly subscription box that helps people to live zero waste. So we help all our subscribers to start their eco-friendly journey, to get know what is zero waste living, and live more sustainably.
And what are some of the items that might come into that box?
So some items, it's like bamboo toothbrushes, bamboo dish brushes, tote bags, shampoo bars, Q-tips, like bamboo Q-tips. Basically, all our items are compostable and have zero plastic in it.
Good.
Yeah, and the idea is some of products are like new, like let's say 80% of items are coming, they're new, and some items coming on recurrent basis. Let's say bamboo toothbrush you will get every like 2-3 months, same for like loofah sponge, but most of items you will receive only once.
Good, love it. And then I think what was funny before we start, so Kate said that Natalie, you applied for her, right? And she said that you told her that I was going to tell you guys how bad your subscription box was, and that you had to prove me wrong. So that's what we're going to do, though. We're gonna find ways to improve your business. But I thought that was really funny. But let's start. Kate and Natalie, just start firing off your questions. What's your first question for me? Again, we got about 20 minutes, so let's get as much as we can out here.
Yeah, okay. The first question is about pricing. So when we started, we priced our box $24.99 plus $5 shipping, and then now, I mean, shipping is expensive, and we recently calculated like all our finance model for past year, and we figure out that, I mean, shipping is like really eating a lot of our budget, and sometimes it's more, we pay more than $5 per box. So we actually like
$8.06.
Yeah, and so, and I understand now that our margin is quite like low, like it's between like 10 to maybe like maximum 30%, and we spend even more on shipping, and we are thinking about switching pricing model, and maybe it's better to include shipping already in the cost of the box, and it sounds like free shipping, and maybe it's better for customers. And what's the right way to do it? Because we also have some customers outside of US who that pay $20 shipping.
Right. So you are US based. Most of your customers are in the US?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So a couple different things here that you mentioned. When you're thinking about pricing your box, you want to think about a couple things: is how much value are you providing for the customer? And two, you want to build your price based on making sure that your margin is there. And your margin can be less now, but you want to find out at scale. So 500,000 plus subscribers, 2,000 plus subscribers, what happens? How much cheaper can you get the products for that are going in? Mm-hmm. So for example, that bamboo toothbrush, maybe you pay $2 for it now. I don't know. I'm coming up with a price. You want to find out if you buy 1,000 units, are you getting them for $1.50? Are you getting them for $1? Because now we know in the beginning, maybe our margin's not as good, but it's going to get better as we scale, right? The box is going to get cheaper. Shipping's going to get cheaper because it's in bulk. The items that are going in there are going to get cheaper. You need to look at it right now and say, well, you're priced at $24.99 plus $5, so you're basically $30 a month. If you charged $39, can you give the customer a little bit more? Is the items worth $39? You have to, these are the things you need to identify. Are they getting $40 worth of stuff? And that's when you can justify increasing the price. Because if you charge too much, they're not getting value, then raising the price isn't going to solve anything. Other part is do you have competition in this? Do you know anybody that's similar to you?
Well, we don't have like the exact competitor. Mostly we compete, I believe, with subscriptions that are more like offering same items every month.
Got it.
There are a few boxes like this, but I wouldn't say that we like really have big competitor.
Now, does the customer pick the items that go in, or do you make a?
Yeah, we have this question later about customization.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first answer to answer your first question, if you're going to raise the price, you need to make sure there's at least enough value in there so the customer feels good about spending more money. If your margin is only 10 to 20% right now, it should get better as you buy more units. And what you should do is reach out to your suppliers and say, what's the price of this candle if I buy 500 versus 200? What's the price if I buy 1,000 instead of 200? And then you know for the future that your margin's going to come. That makes sense?
Yeah. Well, what about like what is better, to have a flat rate like shipping included or charge them?
I believe, especially with like the things that Amazon does, right? Amazon is free shipping Prime and delivered in 2 days. So I'm always an advocate of including the shipping. I don't like the surprise charge at checkout. Now there are some brands that do it. I would prefer that the shipping was included in the price, and they knew that they were just paying $30 a month or $39 a month. I don't think you should go to 35. I think you should go to 39 or 29. And if you go to $39.99, maybe add an item, make it feel like it's a $40 box. Because you can add one item for another $1.50 that brings in $15 in value, and your margins get better.
Okay, and if you raise the price, so we just do it like let's say next boxes, like, or I mean.
Yeah, so you're still early stage, so you can get away with it. You could also grandfather in the current customers and only make the price higher for the new customers. But if you're going to add items, then everybody, the messaging is, hey, we want to provide you more value. We're increasing the price, but you're getting an additional item.
May I ask you, Chris, what about shipping? Like, is it any way to go away from this $8? I don't know. I think that we already have the lowest rate possible, and it's still expensive.
How much does your box weigh typically?
It's between 1 and 5 pounds.
Okay, well, that's a big difference, right? Because when it gets to 3, 4, 5 pounds, your price is way higher, right?
Well, yeah, that's true.
So what I would do is like build a box with a policy that we don't go over 2 pounds.
Yeah, I
over 3 pounds. So now you know your shipping is always going to be at this rate, and then and at scale you will get better shipping rates.
Yeah.
You start shipping more. So
think ahead about our products we want to put in our box, that it will be in a certain shipping rate, right? Like range.
Correct. Like you don't want to, like, let's say I'm looking at like this handmade soy candle, which might be heavy or not. I'm not sure. One thing I know for sure is probably is this a big candle?
No, it's just going to be a small.
Right. So like the thing that's in a jar probably weighs a lot.
Yeah.
Right. Like I eliminate that item. Just find something else, because like it's not just the cost of product. It's putting you over like another pound in shipping. Really, this product's costing you $3-4. It's not, so you want to be strategic with the items that are going in there.
Okay. Yeah.
So there is no trick. Like if when we will have more subscribers, what's the way? Like there is a way to get better rates or something.
Yeah, for sure. I can introduce you to all 6 different shipping companies that you can reach out to and say, this is how many we're shipping a month, and they'll get you quotes, and you can definitely get better rates as your shipping goes up.
At what amount? Yeah.
Like
probably at like around 1,000 a month shipments. Yeah. They want to be able to pick up 20, 30, 40 a day.
Okay, so the next question is about customization, as we already a little bit started. So initially, our idea was to help customers to build routine for them, to make it easier to build their zero waste routine. And we had this idea that they can customize a box. At the moment, we don't allow much customization, except they can pick up one extra item. And now we thinking about coming back to this idea and adding more products, so they can have already, let's say, 80% of items coming that we picked, and then some items they can choose like once to month, like let's say brush, loofah, sponge, and so on. Is it good way or not? Because my concern is that then it requires us always have all this item in stock, because we never know like what they want to pick and so on.
Yeah. Customizations, having an element of customization can be very good, because it's more likely that the customer will stay on longer because it's something they want to get every single month. What I would do is I would identify 4 to 5 items that you know are something that they would want monthly. And maybe you can look at the data based on like every month surveying your customers and like seeing which ones they like the most. And then also asking them, which one of these items would you want to get every month? You have about 4 or 5 of them. That way you don't make the selection crazy. You don't want to have like 200 different boxes.
Mm-hmm.
You have 4 or 5 different items that they can select to get every single month. And then your customization is not crazy on your end, but it feels customized to the consumer. And then you know that you've only got 5 variations of a box instead of like 200 variations.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I would do it. And then because you know they're getting it every month, you can actually buy more inventory of it, get a better price, because you know they're going to be getting it for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. Maybe they want a candle every month. Maybe they want the toothbrush every month. Maybe they want, like you said, some of those different items. I would identify like a half a dozen to start and let them decide that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so then scaling. Yeah, I think now we are at this point. When we started, we used a lot Facebook and Instagram. It helped us to grow. And I think we started at the right time, because of lockdown, a lot of companies decrease their ad spend, but then now we stop everything because the price per like one customer was too expensive. It was like double of price of the box and had no sense. So now at the moment we are only getting customers from marketplaces, and we also started now Amazon, which work like well for us, but we want to come back to Facebook and Instagram, because I think that's very good source. But at the moment we tried again, didn't work when I make my own
So you
campaign.
were running Facebook ads yourself?
Yeah.
And how much was it costing you to acquire a customer?
Like when we started, it was around like 25, even cheaper. Like we could get 13, 12, then it was 25, then it was 35, 40, 50, and then we stopped because it was too expensive.
Really, 50 is not bad, just so you know. What we need to establish is what's the lifetime value of the customer. So you started in April of last year, right?
Mm-hmm. I would say we have this data because we are on Subli. I think our lifetime value is like
170 right now.
170? That's gross. So your margin's low. So you're probably making how much on that customer, right? Like you're down. Like I'm sorry. Your profit's not very big on that 170 because you don't have you're like a 10 to 20% margin, right? So you're making $17 to $35. So you're right. You don't want to spend 50 to make 35. However, you increase your price a little bit, you get a little bit better margin. Now you start making $15 to $20 a box. It sounds like they're staying on for about 6 to 7 months. So let's look at the numbers. And this is going to be early stage, but let's say you can make $15 a box, times it by 6, they're making $90 on every customer, right? You could pay 50 to make 90, especially early on. If you pay 25 to make 90, even better. Anytime within a subscription, you're generally going to spend more on the acquisition than the first payment. That's just standard across the board. At Gentleman's Box, we were paying $70, $80 to acquire a customer at $29 a month. We were spending $150 to $180 to acquire customers on our $100 quarterly. A lot of these brands that you see at these $49.99 mark, they're spending $90 to $100 to $110 to acquire the customer. It's not like your typical ROAS, which is return on ad spend, because the customer is going to renew. right? If you were just selling t-shirts for $40, you wouldn't want to spend $30 to get them because you're only making 10 by the time your costs make no money. In subscriptions, you're going to spend more than it costs on their first purchase, which does affect cash flow, but only temporarily. You're going to make your money when the consumers start renewing. Does that make sense?
Okay. So what is a maximum ad spend? Like if it will go like to 200?
Well, yeah, what's more important is getting the LTV up. Once we know, right now you just have a margin error. You're not making enough, even that they're staying, even though that you're making 170, your margin's so low that you're profiting only $17 to $35. So you can't spend more than $30 right now to even break even. So what we got to do is you guys need to double down on making a better margin. That's the number one thing that has to happen right now. Because if you were making 20%, if you were making 40% on everybody, you would have had a much higher profitability to this point. And this is okay, you're early. Like, you've got all the time in the world to figure this out. Double down on getting the margin better. And then you can go back to acquiring a customer. A healthy business is 3 to 1. So you will acquire a customer for 1/3 the 1/3 of what you make on them. So if you make $150 on them, you don't want to spend more than 50. In the growth phase, I think it's okay to be 2 to 1. I think that it's okay to be at you make 150, you spend 75. I think it's okay early stage, right? And as you grow, the margin gets better. You get better at your ads. You start to acquire customers for less because you're getting organic traffic. You should do a lot in terms of organic traffic, meaning put out a lot of content about being eco-friendly and why it's important to have these items in your home and why it's better for the world. Get that content out there. People Google searching will find you, and there's no cost to that. Are you currently writing blogs right now? Are you writing any blogs for the business?
We have blog, but we don't really like invest much time there. We try to grow like our Instagram, everything, but we have like big communities there, but we don't really sell there.
That's okay. How big's your Instagram? I think 18,000 or something. That's good. Keep building. You should be posting content like that every day. You should have one blog a week. It's a long game. It takes time. You need to get the SEO value. You need people to see it. What you should be doing on Instagram is never selling anything. It's literally putting out really good content around sustainable goods and why this is important and things that you should buy. Like, that'd be really cool. Like, imagine doing a little segment. Buy this instead of this.
What also were good for us is like this unboxing video on we tried influencers, but only YouTube influencers work for us because I think our boxes like requires a little bit more time to explain like why.
Right. Yeah. Instagram probably doesn't work as well. It's just a picture. But do I think a cool segment on like try this instead of this, like buy metal straw instead of plastic straws. Like, doesn't mean you put them in your box. You're just educating the world on like how they need to be thinking about these things and why. And you inherently have this subscription box that they can eventually sign up for. Make sense?
Yeah.
Good.
And also, like, should we continue trying Facebook ads just like by ourselves, or it's better to involve some like agency and marketer?
A lot of times, the agency, they know what they're doing. Early stage startups try to do it themselves. I think that it depends on what your budget is. Outsourcing can get expensive. There is a lot of different ways that you can learn yourself on how to do ads. There's a lot of online classes, a lot of YouTube videos. There's a lot of ways you can learn to do it yourself. I think that if I was being a scrappy entrepreneur, I would be doubling down on the margin. I'd be getting a lot more influencers to promote it for just the cost of the box. I'd learn how to do my own ads until I started to scale, and then I'd hire some experts to come in and really pay attention to it.
Chris, may I ask you about presence on Amazon? We listed our box on Amazon, I don't know, a couple months ago, let's say 3, 4, I think, and it worked actually really great for us. But I know that, I don't know, there are like different standards about putting your products on Amazon, and people sometimes think that it decreases the value like of the brand, if it's present on Amazon. What do you think about that?
It only devalues your brand if somebody else is selling it for less than you are, right? So you're on there as a subscription box, right? Not a one-off.
As a subscription.
Yeah. Okay. So they're paying the same price that they pay at the website, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's okay. The reason Amazon will devalue a brand would be like, for example, and I think this is why Nikes are not on there. I'm not sure, but like imagine somebody that's a Amazon arbitrage seller gets their hands on a makeup line at let's say retail call at wholesale. Well, they're selling it on Amazon for less than retail, and that's when it starts to devalue it. But you guys are selling it, you're the only one selling it, and you're selling it for the same price of your website, so you're not going to devalue it. If anything, Amazon's just bringing you an audience that you probably wouldn't get in front of in the first place, and the 15% that you pay them for the customer fee is cheaper than any acquisition costs you'd ever pay. Right? If I could pay 15% acquisition costs on any of my subscription brands, I would do that. Like I would put millions of dollars into it. And by the way, Joshua Linden, he put up an interesting idea. He said maybe have different box offerings: base box, premium box, custom box, and then that could help you like with the weight, right? So like it gives you different price points. You can charge more for more, and there's more items in there. It's one way to like also have a little bit of customization by giving a little bit of variety. Good idea, Josh.
Good point. Let me write it down.
Yeah, it'll be in the comments there. Yeah.
But when you have like more this option, does it like really help instead? Like let's say if you would have one box, but then option to add more items.
So you want to have a few. Too many options can be bad, but I don't mind there being 2 or 3 different levels.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people want to have options, right? They want to try it out, or like they know they love it and they want the better one. So some of the really good brands, I've seen it both ways, right? You look at FabFitFun, they got one box. Calls Box, one box. You look at Battle Box, they got different options, right? Gentleman's Box, we had 2 options. So I think it's okay if there's a couple options. Also, some people like to have a couple choices. They just don't want too many. You put 6, 7 different ones up there, that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you can give us advice. So if at the moment we are with SUBTA, but if we want to build a website that will give a better like customization option, because they don't allow you like many different versions, how was a better way like to build it?
On the tech stack side, I don't know a ton. I could introduce you to looking at some of the other tech stacks. I think that sometimes building on WordPress allows for more customization, and then you've got something like a Woo subscriptions to manage the subscriptions. However, sometimes there's more development work involved, right? Where like something like a Subly or a Bold or a Recharge, they handle all that development and they've got the customer service. When you get a little bit more customized, there can be more development costs. But I think through Subly, I'm not 100% sure, but you might be able to find ways to do it, like through forms, right? Yeah.
Well, your Gentleman Box is built on what platform?
It was built on WordPress with Woo subscriptions, yeah. But we had in-house developer too, which was.
But what do you use for checkout?
Woo subscriptions. It's called Woo subscriptions.
Yeah, I know.
Which
and also, I have one question, Chris. What do you think about selling past boxes? Because a lot of times people reach out to me and they say, "Oh, I want the February box. Is it possible to get it, please?" And we never listed, but I received those requests.
Well, you don't sell out every month, right?
Yeah.
So you should have the past boxes up on the website for more than the monthly. So if you charge $29.99, charge $39.99 for the previous. And also make it an add-on at checkout. So at checkout, say add our February box and make a deal there. Add our February box for just $29. Now you just increase LTV. You're shipping 2 boxes in one shipment, so you're saving costs there. Add on at checkout's critical. And having past boxes up there is absolutely good. Just make sure you charge more than the monthly. So we're going to do one more question. We're coming up on time here. I know you probably got 100 for me, but we're going to go with one more.
Actually, I asked all my questions that I had. Yeah.
Yeah,
How many
I also
people?
asked my
Yeah. From what do you think? I mean, we are not at this stage yet, but at what point you should outsource some like stuff and like maybe concentrate more on
for
strategic.
packing.
I think anytime you think you can outsource it, it's going to be a cost savings and or allows you to focus more on what you two do really well. You need to do that.
Mhm.
Whether it's customer service, whether it's fulfillment, like building a really good team is critical. And making sure that you two are focused on what you do really well is critical. You want to make sure that everybody that's within your company, whether you're outsourcing things or doing it internally or you're the entrepreneurs, you do the things that you do really well and double down on that. Because like there's things that, and also you want to do the things you like doing, right? Like for example, I could do the accounting, but I hate accounting, so I don't do it. Right? I'd be miserable doing it. But we have somebody we outsource our accounting, and you just want to find out what you're really good at. I like helping entrepreneurs grow, so I jump on here and do this, right? Paul's really good at SubSummit events and building the community, and like he focuses on that, right? John helps out with the operations. We put everybody in the place that where they can master their skill sets. For you guys, anything you can outsource that allows you to focus on growing the business, making a better product, getting more exposure, putting out more content, do it 100%. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that our webpage needs update?
It's interesting you said that because I have some feedback for your website. I then jumped on your mobile and I was more impressed with your mobile. So that's a good thing because you want to be mobile first. I think that you should show pictures of past boxes. This is some quick things because you want people to get a feel of what they're going to get. Right? You give that example there of like discover products, but like give actual past boxes. People then will really know. And I think that I'm not sure what the starter kit was. I went and looked at it, but is this for them to buy one off?
Yeah, it's kind of like kit that has everything. You don't need to subscribe, but yeah, just to get one box.
Yeah, I would rather get rid of that and just put past boxes up there. You want subscribers, not one-offs. And then
actually we had a question.
Yeah.
We have also online shop where we sell single products. So is it good to mention it on subscription website? Because I'm afraid that they will leave and never come back.
You have a site where they sell one-offs?
Not one-offs, just different products. Yeah.
Like, is this on Kiwi on your site now or a different site?
Kiwi EcoShop.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't see it on the website. I'm on there right now. Where's it under?
Kiwi EcoShop.com.
Oh. Hold on. Kiwi. I mean, this is for to sell one-offs. Yeah. Why do you have this? Does this sell? Do you sell on this a lot?
Well, sometimes, yeah.
I mean, I don't think you should have this. I want you want subscribers. You don't want one-offs. You want subscribers. So if it's me, my shop would be the past boxes. And if you've got some older items, you could put them in the shop. I don't mind that, but you want to build a subscription business. They got high valuations. You want to build a relationship with the consumer. Now, if you told me you had a bunch of sales with the shop, then I might tell you to include an insert to get them to convert to the monthly subscription. But I don't love, I mean, I want you want to get subscribers. It's my opinion. I think Natalie froze.
Yeah, I think she froze too. But I would say that we have
She
like
fell
off. One customer, one sale a day, and sometimes it's like $70.
So there's good profit.
Yeah.
So use that to convert people into the subscription. Do you include an insert or a follow-up email telling them to sign up?
Yeah, we just started to do it.
Okay.
We're gonna do good.
So that'll be critical. Then use that as that. If that's a lead gen, do that, and then add that part to it.
Awesome. Thank you,
Cool.
Chris, so much.
Yeah, we'll get Natalie back in to say bye to everybody. Natalie, you fell off for a second, but I gave Kate some thoughts. That's okay. I gave Kate some thoughts there. I appreciate both of you joining. I wish you guys tons of luck. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you want to be on the show, go to subta.com/ChrisG. You can fill out a form to be on one of our No Excuses episodes. I hope you guys have an amazing week. And Kate, Natalie, congratulations on launching, and I wish you guys tons of success.